guys, it's Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome to the farm vlog today. Got some stuff going on today on the farm. We're going to be planting fruit trees, which is awesome. I've probably got 30-something fruit trees down there that I'm going to plant. First thing I wanted to talk to you about is something that I found, a product that I found that's really handy around the farm. I've got one on my tractor and every truck I have, and I'll show it to you here in a second. So come along with us today. We're going to use the tractor this morning. We're going to be digging holes with the auger, and we're going to go ahead and plant our fruit trees that we got such a good deal on the other day. I'll post a link right in here somewhere to that video. We bought like 50 fruit trees. We bought apple trees, pear trees, peach trees, fig trees, what else did we buy? Grapevines, blueberries, all kinds of stuff. There's just plenty of stuff that we bought that we've got to get planted. We got a cold snap coming in the next day or so. It's supposed to rain, so we're planting our fruit trees before it rains so we don't have to water them ourselves. So come on with me, guys, and I'll show you something cool inside this box right here, and we'll have a little bit of fun on the farm planting some fruit trees. Maybe you'll learn a little something. All right? Woo! So if you're a man like me or a woman like me, probably not a woman like me, but if you're a person like me, you like utility. This is a utility vehicle. The tractors are for utility. If it doesn't work on the farm, it ain't worth keeping. I found something really cool that was worth keeping. It's called an MPOW dash car mount. It's pretty cheap. I think it was somewhere around the $10 to $14, $15 range, something like that. It may even be under 10 bucks. I can't remember, but I bought like 10 of them because I put it on my tractor and I mowed and bush hogged and went all around the farm with this thing and just beat the crap out of it. And it still held up. Let me show you what it's all about here. Now, I don't mean to push a product on you, but I want to show you something that's really cool that works for me, and it may be a solution that you could have in your car, in your truck, in your UTV, on your tractor, or whatever. There's always struggle trying to figure out where to put this phone, okay? This is a Magpul phone case, by the way. I like that. I don't get any props from Magpul, but I do like Magpul. It's a good American company and makes good gun parts. So check this problem out. Hold on. I got to show you this problem. Here's a problem I got. So I'm going to use my gator. I set my phone down, and it just falls. That's a problem. That's the problem that needs a solution. I've got a charger on here. I've got everything I need, but the phone, there's just nowhere to put it, and I can't put it in my pocket. I just sat down on it. I had it in my back pocket because if you want a knife, I keep a knife here in this pocket. If you want to keep a knife in your pocket, you can't keep your phone in your pocket unless you have like a shirt pocket. So this is a pain in the butt. Let me show you a solution. And the solution for me was this MPOW thing. Okay, let's get it out of the box here. So it comes with instructions. It tells you what to do. It tells you how it works. We don't need that because we're smart enough to put it on without instructions. This is the apparatus, okay? It's got a little suction cup on it, and it has this dude. So this holds your phone. There's little wings on here that tip up, and this little dude opens up right here. So it's got little wings on it that flip up, and this little guy right here opens up, and you push a little button and locks it into place. And here's how the phone works. You open this guy up right here, you push this little button, and it holds your phone in place. Hear it click? It's indexed. Look, this thing ain't going nowhere, okay? It's not going anywhere. There's a little thing in the back. This little dude right here mates up to it, locks it into place. And the only problem I had, so this is a slider, and you can adjust this slider. The only problem I had is you got to tighten that screw up. You can put some Loctite on it or something, but it's all plastic, so it's just going to fall out anyway. Eventually you'll lose this screw, but this thing still stays in place, and you can beat the crap out of it. We're going to mount it up on the gator. I'll show you how it's mounted real quick. Whew, guys, I apologize if I grunt a bunch today. I hurt my back. I was dumb. I picked up a refrigerator. It was a little bitty dorm refrigerator, but I got it at a bad angle. Anybody else ever pull their back out? Not fun. Not fun at all. We want to determine what the best place to mount this thing is, so it's kind of out of the way so I don't hit it with my finger with the steering wheel, and it's also a good place to charge too. You can adjust it to a little, it's indexed also, and you make adjustments, and right in here is a little seal that you can use to seal the suction cup. So we're going to clean it up here, find just the perfect place for it to go. Gonna wipe her off with a little alcohol prep pad here, okay? And get all that old dirt off of there. Let's just zoom you in right here. Let's get you in here. Let's get you in nice and close. Gonna get our alcohol prep pad out. And like I said, guys, I put one of these on the tractor and it worked great. Keep wiping till you get tired of wiping, and then wipe some more. And we'll let this here dry. Pull off our little protective layer right there. Now that we're almost dry, We're gonna go ahead and get this guy mounted up right about there, right in the center. And then we'll flip our tab here that engages our suction cup. Okay, I didn't even engage the suction cup yet, and it's engaged already. Good Lord. So evidently I just stuck it on there and it engaged our suction cup, and I'm giving it a whole lot of Saurus right now. I'm pulling on it. Let's zoom you out a little bit. Yep. So we got it mounted up. It still bounces a little bit. That's okay. It's all right. It's not going anywhere. Then you put your phone right here in this little spot. Now we're good to go. Now we can beat it. It's not gonna go anywhere. Just thought I'd show you a cool product that I'm gonna be using every day here on the farm that actually works. Something you can mount your phone up to. That way your phone's not bouncing all around your UTV or truck or whatever. And it's cheap. And I got more. When you find something good, you buy a lot of them. Wait. I didn't engage it yet, okay? Now, look, it's not gonna bounce around like I thought it was. Look at this. That dude is stuck on there. So there's a little engagement tab down there, and you just push it down and that thing is stuck. Hold on, check this out. The body panel will come off before this thing comes off. Rad. Okay guys, so we had a little bit of an issue with old birth of the tractor here. The folks that worked on it before rewired it, and there's one little wire that keeps coming loose, so we've got to get a solder joint and we'll solder that up, but we're not going to do that right now. We got her up and running. She needs fuel, so we're going to go ahead and fill her up. Man, this tractor is a great running tractor. It's a Massey Ferguson 135. I think it's like a 1974 or 75 model. I think I can tell by the serial numbers, but I'm not really all that curious. We're actually going to be selling this tractor at some point. So guys, if you're interested in a good tractor, I'll take $4,300 for the tractor. It's a really good Massey Ferguson. You'll get to see it in action today. We've gone through the whole tractor. We worked on the transmission, we put new clutches, new brake, changed the oil, changed all the fluids in it. It's ready to rock and roll, but we bought a newer tractor, a 245, and we just don't need 3 tractors to maintain. We only need really 2 of them. We'll call this the little orchard tractor right now, and we'll just use it out here in the orchard and run the auger with it. So I'm gonna raise the hood up here and we'll get her filled up with fuel. Now the fuel gauge on this tractor doesn't work, so we just need to kind of check it periodically, and it really doesn't burn a whole lot of fuel. So we've got some good diesel fuel. We're going to put it in here. Show you something really cool. This is an old school Massey Ferguson type funnel. And this funnel has little grooves in it, and the grooves are actually designed to fit inside the fuel tank. So when you unscrew the fuel tank, this thing sets in, latches in, and screws into place for $4,208. That goes with the tractor. Working with these ridiculous government mandated leaky, leak-proof, push-button fuel canister caps is just garbage. Check my store out. I've got a link to a product that will work out. Down below in the description is a link to my store. Check it out. I've got some products that work to solve the issue with the fuel tank. And basically, it's just a fuel nozzle like this. Converts it over. Whenever I put diesel in anything, I always make a huge mess, so get ready. Oh, we're gonna put this whole canister in here anyway, so. It's a freaking mess. Down she goes. So you might notice this fuel is pink. This is a pink fuel. This is off-road diesel. And look, we overfilled. I always get diesel fuel all over everything. And I thought, you know, 5 gallons, this thing needs a full 5 gallons. The good news is, if you buy this tractor, we've already washed the gas tank off and we lubricated all the external parts on the engine for you, so they'll never rust. Look at that mess. So we're gonna call that garage floor preservative, not diesel fuel. So we gotta fix this. I've got a tooth that's turned sideways on my auger right here, so we'll loosen that bolt up, turn that tooth the correct way, and we'll get busy digging some holes so we can plant some trees. Loosen it. Good. There you go. There you go. Loosen it up. Shouldn't take too much loosening, and you should be able to rotate it around. There you go, just to straighten it up. Yep. And then just tighten it back down. There you go. Contact. So folks, in my shop or in my garage, I always keep a good old tub of kitty litter over here, or oil dry, or whatever you want to call it. I just call it kitty litter for slang, but kitty litter works just as good, except for the cat won't use it after it's got oil in it. But who likes cats anyway? Just kidding about the cat. So the next step here in the process, we've got some stakes, we've got some mason string, and we have some marking paint right here. So we're gonna take all this stuff and we're basically gonna take a stake, put it in the ground down here and get a straight line off the trees that we put in before. And that way we have a good straight line. We'll mark all the spots where the hole goes exactly, and we'll shoot the auger down in the ground, and that'll be good. That's how we'll do it. Mark everything nice and straight. I also do that with my garden over here too. When I do my tomato plants, and when I plant my beans, and when I plant anything, I always run a mason string so that everything looks square and nice. It's that tiny infinite detail that makes things look just that much better. You got to use that in your life. A little bit of detail. So now I'll roll out my mason string and I'll make sure that it matches up. Here, hold on, I'll show you. So I want to match it up with the other trees that are currently here, okay? To run me a straight line with those trees, and then I'll take it all the way out to the end of the row that I'm getting ready to start, and I'll stake that down, and we'll run a nice straight string. That's good. That's what'll look good. Now guys, we're not building a house here, and it doesn't have to be rocket science, but this really helps to try to straighten out your row. And you can see our string running out through here, and it goes all the way out and barely touches on the end of one of those trees down there. Now this is a part where we get really scientific on you. Basically, when I planned this orchard right here, I marked off with my feet, okay? So it's 4 steps between trees, I think. Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, tree. So what we'll do for the next trees is basically we'll walk out our string, and every 4 steps we'll mark a spot right here with a little marking paint for our holes. Pretty simple, pretty easy. The actual measurement between here is about 15 feet between trees. So we're gonna mark all the holes for all the trees that we're gonna get planted, and we'll come back and we'll show you the auger digging the holes. Now we got it. So you may see that we dug the hole a bit deep. Well, it's pretty hard to judge off of the auger, but we'll backfill the hole and we'll put a little bit of lime in there, and we'll also put some of this cow manure, this composted cow manure in here, and we'll pack around the outside of it, kind of break the root ball up a little bit, and we'll plant our tree. So that's basically how I planted the entire orchard before, except for I didn't use the auger. The auger is handy to have, but can be a bit frustrating, as you might have seen. When you got really rocky soil, which this is the Stoney Ridge farm, there's a lot of rocks, a lot of stones. Let's go get a tree and we'll show you how we're planting it. And then me and Steve are gonna get busy. We're gonna finish planting the rest of these trees. The first thing we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna clean out our hole real good here. So I've got the hole all cleaned out here, and basically I'm gonna take a few pounds of pelletized lime and I'm gonna spread it out here, and I'm gonna put a little bit of this manure in the hole, then I'm gonna plant the tree, and then I'm gonna backfill with a mixture of this old dirt that I pulled out of the hole and some of the composted manure. Now this should help to feed the tree and give it plenty of nutrients for the wintertime. Get those roots set in really good. Break off a little bit of this composted manure, and it doesn't smell like poop, guys, okay? So don't get grossed out. Want to fill in our hole a little bit. We'll get our lime spread on here real quick. And here's what our lime looks like. It's just pelletized lime. And we'll just sprinkle it on. Basically, we're doing this because the soil pH is really low here. It's like 4, so it's like battery acid. So this is a red delicious apple tree. Ugh. And sometimes you get that, guys. You see how this tree is kind of small and kind of, I don't know, not so desirable? Well, did you see how it fell apart as I opened the bucket? It's okay, it's leaving those roots exposed, but it's not really ideal. And whenever you're planting a fruit tree, most of the fruit trees that you get at your local Lowe's or Home Depot or Tractor Supply, they're grafted. And this is a root graft. Here, let me show you. Right here's the root stock, and here is the graft, okay? And the reason they graft a limb off of an apple tree, which they know what type of apple it's gonna be. If you plant an apple seed, it doesn't necessarily produce a great tree. It doesn't necessarily produce the tree that spawned that apple. So the way they do it is they cut a limb off and they graft it to this little graft root stock. Now this root stock's not very healthy, but we're gonna help it out with a little bit of composted manure. Let's get it planted. You do not want to bury up past the root graft. If you do that, you will expose the stalk of the tree, the actual limb of the tree, and you'll get a full-size apple tree. Now, if you want a full-size apple tree, that's great. If you want a dwarf apple tree, which will be a little bit smaller, a little more manageable, then don't bury it up past the graft site. Getting nice and dirty today. Now, the final step is we want to kind of step in and we want to mash down around our tree so that it sets in there nice and secure. We don't want any air pockets. Air pockets are the enemy, okay? So that's it. That's how we're planting the trees. We've got several more to get planted here, so we're gonna go ahead and get busy, get our trees in the ground. Guys, I hope you learned a little bit of something here on the Stoney Ridge Farm today. I thank you for joining me. just having a little bit of fun with the tractor and planting some apple trees. Thanks a lot. Come on back and see me. Click that like button. Don't forget that. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions or any suggestions. And don't forget to click the little bell down there. It'll notify you when I post a new video here on the farm. Thanks a lot, guys. All right.
Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Woo!
Let me show you something. That means a good time was had by all. We're about worn out, our knees are tired, our backs are tired, and I'm not gonna pick up any more refrigerators. Look at all these fruit trees. Nice. Good old orchard. We'll get some fruit in about 5 years. All right, so we're gonna all right, we're some okay, so we're gonna